Hi, my name is Dr. Fawn McNeil-Haber, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist here at Brave Mind Psychological Services in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. And I am passionate about working with food allergy families to live brave and embrace life. Today, I want to talk to you about anxiety and oral food challenges. Oral food challenges are when an individual consumes some of a potential allergen under the supervision of a board certified allergist to determine if they're allergic to that food. Now, while blood tests and skin tests provide us with some information about food allergies, oral food challenges are really thought to be the gold standard in determining whether someone's allergic to a food. So, this is a really powerful and reliable tool, but it's also a very anxiety and panic inducing experience, also, the idea of consuming a potential allergen. So, there was a study published by the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology that looked at oral food challenges. They looked at about 6,327 oral food challenges. Most individuals were under the age of 18 and really looking at what happened in those challenges. Approximately 86% of those individuals did not have any reaction during the food allergy challenge because allergists think very carefully before recommending these challenges. About 14% had some reaction, and about 2% out of everyone had an anaphylactic reaction, which would require an epinephrine shot. So that's 98% of individuals had a minor reaction or no reaction at all. So to put that 2% in perspective of kids in this study who experienced an anaphylactic reaction during an oral food challenge, when we think about all kids with food allergies, approximately 40% of them will experience an anaphylactic reaction at some point. So the numbers are pretty small. So during oral food challenges, your allergist is monitoring the whole challenge so that even if there is a reaction, there are individuals there to assist. So, how do we deal with all of that anxiety that goes with going through this process? Okay, so you've consulted with your allergist. They've recommended an oral food challenge. Now what? As someone attended whose child has been through over 2 handfuls of oral food challenges and is very familiar with epinephrine shots, I know that it can be an anxiety producing experience for the individual doing the oral food challenge, whether it's a child, teen, or an adult, as well as for the parent going in with them. So today I have 10 ideas for how to help get through the anxiety of an oral food challenge. So the first thing is that everyone involved in the oral food challenge needs to be in agreement. So if it's you, if it's for yourself, you need to feel sure that this is something that you want to do, that you need to do, that you're ready to do, in conjunction with your allergist recommending it. And if it's you and your child needs to be on board, that they are willing to go through this process, that they've had the opportunity to speak with the allergist and have any questions answered, and that they are on board. This provides them with a sense of control, and takes away that feeling that they're being forced to do something terrifying. Number two, make sure you or make sure your child understands the process at the doctor's office, what they do, how they give the small doses, how they attend to you while you're there, that your child has faith in the doctors, in what they do. Number three, if you can, draw from past experience, do. So if you've had a food challenge in the past, if your child has done a food challenge before, and they've been brave and they've gotten through it, draw from that experience that they've done this before and that they can do it again. Number four, it's important to understand the difference between anxiety and a food allergy reaction. So anxiety consists of two basic components. One is your physiological response. So that has to do with all the things that your body goes through when it's experiencing anxiety, when your sympathetic nervous system is kicking into gear and your stomach starts to go into knots or butterflies and feels uncomfortable, when you get sweaty palms or feel nervous and start fidgeting, when you get that dry mouth or your heart starts racing, all of those are related to anxiety. In addition, anxiety is that interplay between all of those feelings within the body and what you're thinking. So when we start to feel anxiety in the body, our mind starts to try to figure out what's wrong. And so as it starts to figure out what's wrong, as it starts to identify, it might say, this is a food allergy reaction. We should be concerned, which makes all of those feelings more intense. Like, oh my goodness, we need to do something about this now. The body starts to prepare and kicks up into gear. And so one of the things about knowing that all of those things can happen with anxiety is it's helpful because some food allergy reactions can mimic those things. You can get stomach pain in a food allergy reaction. But there are other things with a food allergy reaction. You may have hives or red marks. So when your child or you starts feeling these sensations, you don't want to jump to the conclusion that it's a food allergy reaction. You want to know that it's potentially anxiety so that you can attempt to calm yourself in order to determine, okay, what is this that I'm experiencing? So it's really important for you, for your child to understand what anxiety is, what it looks like so they can say, I think I'm anxious. I think that this is anxiety right now. I'm not actually unsafe, but I'm worried. Number 5, normalize. Of course, you're going to be nervous about an oral food challenge. Anytime you're consuming an allergen, you're going to experience some anxiety. And this is really normal. But the important thing, and the thing to understand here, if everybody's on board for an oral food challenge, is that bravery is feeling the fear, feeling the anxiety, and doing it anyway. And so this is why it's important for your child to understand the process and to be on board so that they can tap into their own bravery. So, anxiety is a physiological response. And that brings me to number 6. Number 6, breathing. So our brain, which is where anxiety is happening, is constantly spying on our respiratory system. And so if we're breathing hard, our brain is wondering, is something wrong? And it starts trying to figure out what's wrong. So one of the ways that we can communicate with our brain that everything's okay is that slow breathing. So really being in touch with the breathing. So breathing into the count of 4, out to the count of 4, or out to the count of 5, but that slow breathing. And allowing that to calm the body. Now, this breathing can be combined with a mantra, and that brings me to number 7, having a mantra. I am braver than I feel. I am braver than I feel. I am stronger than I think. I can do this. Just because I feel unsafe doesn't mean I am unsafe. So helping you or your child come up with something to say to help center them and calm them. Number 8, I am a big fan of combining tough things with fun things to make the tough things a little bit easier. I'm into fun, celebrations, and in these situations, even distraction. So, an oral food challenge for your child. What's fun celebration? So we don't play video games and we're not on tablets all day in my household. But you know what? For an oral food challenge, sure, you can play the whole time. We'll be there for hours. In fact, we can play all day. You can play when you get home. Your siblings can play with you. You can pick out dinner. Whatever we need to do to really celebrate doing this and going through with it and accomplishing it. Anything that we can bring that creates distraction. There's a free app that you want on your tablet so that you can play. Sure. So really thinking about what's a novelty that's going to help them distract themselves from any anxiety that they're experiencing so that they can push themselves through it. And so from distractions, fun, celebration, we can go to number 9, which is visualizations, helping them visualize themselves having fun, getting to do what they want, helping them plan out what they're going to bring, how they're going to do it, what you're going to bring to help distract yourself and to help you calm, and kind of visualizing yourself making it through the day. Number 10, using a meditation app to calm the body. Once again, anxiety happens in the body, so it's important to be able to calm the body. And there are a bunch of great meditation apps, Headspace and Calm, that can really help walk through guided meditations for calming the body. So I hope that I've given you some ideas for how to calm the anxiety. One of the last things I'll mention that families sometimes talk about in reference to oral food challenges is that for many kids, they don't really remember the last reaction. And so they don't know really what it's like. And so there can be a lot of fear and anxiety in the unknown, in uncertainty. That's one of the places where anxiety really breeds. So this unknown idea of what a reaction is, or what having an epinephrine injection is, can become very big in the minds of kids. So I've had families who've had minor reactions to a food allergy challenge talk about it really gave their child a sense of, oh, this is what this is like, which gave them a little more strength and a little less fear because it wasn't this completely unknown piece. So that was a potential positive that they found in the experience that I want to share with you. And so once again, I hope I've given you some ideas to reduce the anxiety. I want to let you know that this video is meant to be educational and provide you with ways and thoughts around reducing anxiety related to an oral food challenge. Always speak to your allergist before deciding to do an oral food challenge. And if you're concerned about anxiety for yourself or for your child, I really encourage you to speak with a mental health professional. Once again, if you think this content was helpful, share it. Otherwise, you can learn more at bravemindsinj.com. Join us there. Thanks.